Welcome to the Nitty Gritty of Growth, the show for ambitious founders and business leaders who've built something great, but now find themselves stuck in the day-to-day chaos of running it. I'm Nadine McCabe, founder of Strategy to Grow, and I work with business owners turning over 1 million plus, who want to scale to the next level of growth, increase their business valuation, and finally create a business that doesn't need them in every single decision every day. In each episode, we dive into the real challenges of business growth, the messy middle between growth and actually scaling up, where success brings its own set of problems. I'll share practical strategies along with frameworks from my Appear to Grow method, so you can simplify operations, empower your team, and set your business up to thrive. If you've hit a growth ceiling, want to prepare for exit, or just want the freedom to focus on leading again, you're in the right place, so stick around and let's explore how to make your business work for you. So has your business just hit the £1 million in revenue mark? If so, that is amazing. Or have you been at that point now for some time, but really can't seem to move past it? Now on paper, you think, yes, I've made it. But the reality of it is that it maybe doesn't feel much like success. It maybe feels like complete and utter madness. You're working longer hours than ever before. You're pulled into every single problem and every single fire that's going on within the business. Your team looks to you for every single decision. And deep down, you know that if you stepped away for more than a week, things would probably fall apart. Now, let me tell you something that may sting a little. You don't have a £1 million business. You have a startup with helpers. And unless you fix this, you're not just going to stall, you're going to burn out, your margins are going to collapse, and your team will eventually lose faith in the whole thing. In this episode, I'm going to give you the 3 most important steps you can do to escape this trap. These are the steps that separate businesses that stay stuck in startup mode from those that break through and actually scale. With a business that is stuck at the £1 million turnover mark, the founder is almost always the choke point. Every decision, every big sale, every client issue, it funnels back to you. That's why the business feels fragile. It's not because you don't have enough sales. It's not because the market is too competitive. It's because the business is still dependent on you to function. Now, dependency isn't growth. You don't have a growth problem. You have a dependency problem. So how do we fix it? You start by diagnosing where you're holding the business hostage. The first step to do is take a blank sheet of paper and list out every single task you touched last week, every meeting, every email, every approval, every fire you jumped in to handle. Next, go down the list and highlight the things that only you can do. These should be things like setting vision, building strategic partnerships, or making big capital allocation calls. These are really CEO level tasks. Everything else shouldn't be on your plate. If you're chasing invoices, writing proposals, approving small expenses, handling delivery issues, or reviewing some of the marketing copy, you're not really being a CEO, you're being an operator. The third thing is to circle the CEO tasks and draw a line through the rest. That line is your mirror. It shows you exactly where you are being the bottleneck. Now, this exercise is brutal because it shows you that 70 to 80% of what you're probably doing isn't CEO work. And if you're honest, it's the reason why the business feels like a startup, no matter how much revenue you've built. Until you face the truth, you'll keep drowning within the day-to-day operations of the business. Now, once you've diagnosed where you are becoming the bottleneck, the next step is to systemize for scaling. This is where most founders resist. They think, oh my God, systems, SOPs, that sounds so corporate. I didn't start a business to turn it into bureaucracy. But let me flip that perspective for you. Systems aren't about red tape. Systems are about freedom. Right now, everything in your business runs on memory and heroics. You rely on people remembering what to do, or you stepping in to save the day when they forgot. That's why every mistake costs time, money, and reputation. At the £1 million plus mark, this is no longer sustainable. If one key person leaves, you feel it immediately. If you take a holiday, things unravel. Now, every broken process costs you profit. It costs you time, it costs you clients, and it keeps you chained to the business. So here's what we need to do. The first thing is identify your top 3 chaos areas. It's usually sales handover, client onboarding, and cash flow. Where are mistakes happening repeatedly? Where does everything slow down? Where do you feel you're putting out the same fire over and over and over again? For each area, write a minimum viable process. Don't overthink it. This isn't a 40-page manual. It's maybe 3 to 5 bullet points or a quick Loom video saying, here's what we do. The goal isn't perfection, it's repeatability. Now test it within your team, give the process to someone else and see if they can run it without you. If they can't, tweak it. If they can, you've just freed yourself from that fire permanently. Now that's how you start systemizing, one broken area at a time, not by building a massive operations manual, but by turning that madness into clear actions and doing it where it hurts the most. Because the thing is, without systems, growth magnifies chaos. With systems, growth magnifies profit. Now, this third step is probably the most important. You have to stop hiring helpers and start building leaders. Most founders at the 1 million turnover level maybe have a small team. There might be 2 of you, there might be up to 5 or 6 of you. And here's the problem. They're all trained to follow you. They wait for your approval, your direction, and your decisions, which means you don't have a team, you have a queue. And you're standing at the front of it completely exhausted. A scalable business isn't built on followers, it's built on leaders. So how do you shift this? The first thing you do is you stop delegating tasks. Start delegating outcomes. So instead of saying, send this report for me, you say, make sure that the client knows X by Friday. You're handing over the result and not the action. The second thing is define your decisions. So write down exactly what decisions your team can make without you. Be very clear, be bold, and then get out of the way. Yes, they'll make mistakes, but if you never let them make decisions, you're never going to build leaders. And the third is build accountability rhythms, weekly check-ins, clear KPIs, and visible scoreboards. When your team owns the outcome and they know they're accountable, they stop running to you for reassurance and they start running the business. Now, this step is hard because it forces you to let go, but letting go isn't losing control. It's the only way to gain control because you finally have a team that leads with you instead of leaning on you. So if your business is at the £1 million turnover mark and you still feel like a startup, here are your 3 steps again to escape the chaos. First, diagnose the bottlenecks. Face the reality of where you're holding the business hostage. Second, systemize for scale. Build simple, repeatable processes in your biggest chaos areas. And the next is build leaders, not followers. So stop being the bottleneck and empower your team to own the outcomes. Do this and you stop being the operator and you start being the CEO. Now, if you are sitting there thinking, yes, that's me, I'm completely stuck in the weeds and I need to get things off my plate, but I don't know where to start, then we have a 7-day delegation challenge for you and it's completely free. It's practical and in just 1 week, you'll discover exactly what to delegate and how to delegate it so it doesn't bounce back and how to buy back hours of your week. The link will be in the description for you. And if you want to know whether your business is actually ready to scale, not just grow revenue, but scale without the chaos, then take our free growth readiness scorecard. In under 10 minutes, you'll get a personalised report showing where you're strong, where you're leaking profits, and what to fix first. The link is also below, and it could save you years of trial and error. So make sure you follow us, because every week I'll be sharing strategies to help founders like you escape the chaos, build scalable businesses, and finally reclaim the freedom you started this business for. So remember, scaling isn't about doing more, it's about building smarter, and that starts today. Thanks for joining me on the nitty-gritty of growth. If this episode resonated, make sure you subscribe or follow so you don't miss the next one. And if you're ready to simplify, systemize, and scale without being tied to the day-to-day, head to strategytogrow.co.uk to learn more and book a free discovery call. I'm Nadine McCabe, and I'll see you in the next episode, where we'll dig deeper into what it really takes to grow your business with clarity, control, and confidence.